Uh, Hi, everyone. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Danielle. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
That was about the perfect way for me to enter based on what we've been doing behind the scenes, like with my back to the camera.
So I can confirm, for whatever reason, StreamYard does not want to go to Facebook. So, which is why we have YouTube.
Yeah, that seems to be StreamYard seems to be problematic lately.
Is it StreamYard or is it Facebook that's problematic?
Oh, that's right, because the other situation was a completely different app or platform. So no, you're right.
It's terrible. Well, I have an iced coffee. I've got my best gal pals. And I haven't seen Cassandra in a hot minute. I haven't talked to Danielle in a hot minute either, to be fair. So here's why I was late to the show, is because about an hour and a half ago, my air conditioning stopped working. And so I was like in the attic trying to figure things out, crawling up there like I'm one of the spiders that just fits in, and nothing seemed out of order. And so I'm just wondering if it's like a tune-up issue. And so, but before I hopped on here, I actually just decided to call the company that I have a membership with. And so they're going to bring someone out later today. Yeah. So I was like, I didn't know that they work Sundays, but yay.
Thank goodness.
I won't be saying that to my bill at the end, but I will have a functioning house again. I still have a roof leak that's in progress in being fixed, and then I still haven't fixed my broken window yet. So basically all of this just happened in a short period of time, but you know what? Things are gonna be fine.
They will be, yes.
Is there something special in that iced coffee, Nealay?
Hopefully good vibes and some good luck, because that's what I need.
I was gonna tease you. The timing of these videos on Sundays are the perfect example of that meme where, hi Dana, they say like, is it coffee time or wine time? It's like the middle of the day. I really can't tell what I'm supposed to be drinking.
Yeah, it is. It's like that nice gray area between the day, when you can either be on your game and like, really focused and have everything kind of there, or you can practice ADHD and have a glass of wine, whatever your flavor is. Look, Jennifer has AC now, so that's good news.
Oh, they have no AC.
Yeah.
Oh, we have no AC. Oh, okay. Oh, I misread that. And then I read
You
the
were
rest
being
of
optimistic. It was the coffee.
It was, yes. Maybe that's what's also driving up my AG. It's been a week, Jennifer. You still have no AC? Oh my God. Wow.
Karen looks like she has a good suggestion about fan placement.
Yeah, put one on opposing sides.
How warm is it there right now, Nealay?
Right, I'm on 75 degrees, so it's not the worst. And it kind of just stopped about an hour and a half ago, but I can't make it any cooler than that right now.
Right.
Because otherwise the system will be running nonstop, and that's probably worse for wear.
Yeah, depending on what's going on with it. Has anyone noticed yet that Danielle and I, despite no prior planning, are totally twinning today?
I know. I think she just texted me that, and I wouldn't have known what it was, but I kind of love that I'm like solid black, so I kind of like fit into the palette.
Like a reverse Oreo.
I know. If Joan were white, because you guys give Joan some love because she's on the back end helping out. She's wearing blue today.
we wouldn't let her be on the broadcast. She didn't coordinate.
I don't want to be on the broadcast. I want her to be on all the time, but she's like serious typing all the products and stuff, and so links and things, and so she's actually wanting to work, which I'm grateful for, but I'm like, why? Well, why don't we switch over to our boards and see what's going on for today while we chit chat.
Perfect.
And I'm trying something new today, so I'll switch my. I'm having network issues, so I'm trying something new to hopefully it works. We'll find out.
Yeah.
And my mic is on my face camera, but you can pull me off like the main screen for that.
Oh yeah, I could do the what's it called? Where we have kind of spotlighted. That's the term I was searching for.
Ah, perfect. But like
Oh,
the
Danielle,
opposite.
look at you. My
You like
goodness.
it?
Everyone's so techie lately.
Only because I'm desperate. My connection is so bad. I don't know what's going on, so I'm trying just one camera today.
Oh wow, this
Mm,
works
Do you think it
beautifully.
works?
Yes, I think you need to keep doing that.
You
all
doing
the-
this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll do a new layout with us. And what I'm gonna do is try and pull things together. Bear with me for a minute.
Oh, Danielle, that looks so pretty.
Does it look clear? Is the image good?
Yeah, I mean, on my screen it is. I know that's maybe
It is?
different than the way things come across down the
Oh, so glad. So
YouTube.
glad. I had so many problems. Yes. So yesterday, the live that I did was so fuzzy and blurry that people were like, "We can't see you. We're sorry."
Oh,
Yeah. And I was like, "What have I changed? I haven't changed anything. Like everything's the same always." that
Yeah.
it's been, so.
it's not us. It's StreamYard or Facebook or something.
Yeah, and I noticed that I was just having a little better time on the Mac than I was on my PC, so I decided just to go all through Mac today and see how it goes. Hopefully,
Well, so far it's looking fabulous.
yay, I can go live again. It's gonna kind of put a cramp on my style, you know.
I agree, Jody. Those beads, that dish, everything looks so beautiful. And Danielle's.
I'm so here for this. I love this.
Well,
So
I was
trying to sign up for your. I want to sign up for your collection, so I get the shaped ones every month. But I couldn't figure out how to do it. So maybe you could pitch that here and let us know because I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so the subscriptions are not live for registration yet for the third quarter. So the next set of deliveries people would be signing up for would be July, August, and September, and that'll be towards the end of this month.
Oh, okay. So I got to get on that.
I will keep everybody posted, and if it makes sense, I can share that to the SilverSilkies too. But
yeah, you know, I will with Nealay's permission. I mean, share it to my page too.
Bear with me, you guys. I
found a jump ring.
I mean, we can hear you, Cassandra, so I guess it's okay.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, you don't need to be able to see my face at all.
I guess the same for all of us. This is sort of where we just like, if you have a project, I'm happy to spotlight. If you don't, that's okay too.
Right.
Well, I'm excited because Nealay sent me, I have several colors of the flat mesh in the shop, but I didn't have this gorgeous gold, and you might have sent me a big pile of it in my last order. So I'm going to play around with that today. And let me find my little...
Did I also give you a crane hand? I've been giving a lot of crane hands lately of SilverSilk. What you'll need it eventually.
And then this is a mix that I have listed for one of my custom Tila mixes. So I'm going to play around with this and stitching in between the layer, the two sides of the flat mesh.
Oh, I love this.
So it'll be
amazing.
Yeah, I think it'll end up looking kind of like a multi-strand, like layered bracelet a little bit, but summery colors for sure. I definitely love gold with like bright colors. And then the pearls are laying here just because I've got some coordinating like seed beads and really want to just like throw those in between the pearls, they're glass pearls, and make a coordinating bracelet so I can like wear it all together. That's my plan.
I love that. We'll go to Danielle next, and then we'll go to me. Oh, what is this?
Yes.
You like it? And I'm gonna put dangles here, and
Oh
so
my
just a
gosh.
really
Yeah.
cute little-
Wow.
I love that. That's so exciting.
It's pretty. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Gorgeousness. Oh, I'm so excited.
I
I'm
am
dancing. You guys can't see, but I'm dancing.
You might have to show us from the beginning at some point. Not
Oh
immediately.
yes, definitely. I'm gonna make more than one because I have plenty of beads. So I'm gonna just make this one, and if I love it, I've got tons of chain as well. I'm gonna make 2 and then start it over. But yeah, it's gonna have just a little pretty dangles hanging from here. Some gorgeous little seed beads at the end.
Mm,
So cool.
I love that. I'm so excited.
Thanks.
I wanted to show you guys. Let me fix this real quick. Or actually, let me zoom in. I finally finished my flamenco design, and
Ah,
I finally have it recorded as a video. So the tutorial for this will be posted over onto the YouTube channel, directly onto the YouTube channel right after this Sunday beat along together. And the pattern will also be available on the website too. This was like, it took a lot to get there, but I am delighted that it's finally put together. And so those of you who grabbed this water buffalo horn chain and the seed bead mix, and if you haven't, you could always swap out the seed bead colors, but I should have more of this chain at some point later. But it flew off the shelf, which was something completely unexpected. And so if you've already grabbed it, you guys have a project coming for you. And then for today's project, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to dig into my pile of nonsense and find something to do.
my pile of nonsense.
So pretty.
I love it.
We all have a pile of nonsense.
Oh, I have more than one pile.
My entire life is a
Gave the
pile of
rest to
nonsense right
Joan.
now.
It's
I
like
gave the
great-
rest to Joan to finish. She might have some more things coming her way.
Well, that necklace is stunning, Nealay. I
Oh,
am
thank you.
totally enamored with both of your projects. So much so that it's distracting me from like, I don't know how to start this.
And taking it away.
So I did use the what I have for capture chain, I believe, end caps. And this is the 2-prong one, but I just slightly folded over, and I don't want to do the other end until I finish the project, but I just slightly like kind of overlapped the 2 pieces of the mesh before I stuck them into the
Clever.
the 2-hole. Yeah, I was just, kind of testing the waters because I didn't know if that would hold it or not, but it totally secured the mesh. So
That's perfect.
yeah. And then I've got some wildfire. This is like a 10-pound test weight, and this comes in the beige color blends in really well with gold. So that's why I'm using this one in particular.
Oh. So the goal here is to stitch between the 2 brands. I'm really curious and eager to see this magic happen.
Yeah, me too, since it's something I haven't tested yet.
That's half the fun.
Yeah. So where the 2 pieces of chain crisscross and like overlap still a little bit coming out of that end cap, I came up from the back with my needle and thread, and then I'm pulling it through so that I only have just a few inches of thread left on the back side. And then I'm just going to take my needle back through near where I started. So you'll see like a tiny loop of thread on the front, but only if you're looking closely.
Gotcha. I think that's okay. It's concealable like later on. I feel like you can
Oh yeah, you could totally do something else to hide
Yeah.
it as well. But I feel like there's going to be a little bit of thread showing with because I'll be stitching, along the very interior edge of either side of the mesh. So
could you use well, and I know that this is purely experimentation, but you're using clear, right? Or the crystal, I guess is what it's called.
This one's beige, so it's like a very neutrally sort of color.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you're using black, it'd be super obvious, but I think
like the white, which is called crystal, it's a pretty white color, and the fire line might be a little bit stark too, but not terrible. I think it'd be better than black for sure.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh, Danielle.
You like it?
The dangle, yes.
Yeah, that is super cute.
Nealay, do you have those beads as like a mix or something on your site, or is this just like out of the vault?
Like remnants and rejects from pop-up shop things. So that's like basically that's my tray of nonsense is all like just stuff that has no home. I can't sell it because it's like one of a thing, and so Jennifer wants all this Herkimer diamonds, and so I guess I'm saving that for her. But yeah, I have all this stuff left over from either like kits or something that just never made it onto anything, and just like you guys out there, I just kind of keep it. Who doesn't have room for nonsense, Leanne? Now I'm glad to see people make it over onto YouTube, and that is just the way that it's probably going to be set up later on anyway. I'll still stream to Facebook, but it's not predictable that it'll actually make it to Facebook. And they just started deleting old videos too, and so I don't really.
Yeah, that's boo.
I know. So much content. But Joan helped me take out most of the old videos that were like for when I first started, because I knew that this was coming down the road eventually. And so, I quickly talked to her and see if she could start pulling some of the videos onto a thumb drive or hard drive or cloud or something. And I think she got a good bit of them. And so not all is lost.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she was amazing about that. And it's good stuff because it's like part of the making of SilverSilk almost in a way that it's kind of historical to see.
I've been thinking about that. Yeah, even with like personal videos too, that like the first time I went live anywhere for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, gosh, Nealay, you're a trooper coming on and working in the heat.
It's not as bad as where I think Jennifer had it way more warm in her house when we when we did live together. Maybe doing some beading together may help her forget about it, but be this long without an AC, I feel like there are people that are in far more warmer conditions than I feel at the moment. And you know what? Also, a cold drink just helps.
You're right. And sitting relatively still too, right? Instead of buzzing around.
Well, and all my lights are LED, and so I don't feel heat from that. It's bright, which is great. But could you imagine, like,
oh gosh, halogen
before LEDs really became prevalent, where trying to like sit there and beat in the heat and light?
Yeah, that would have been nightmarish.
But I guess people also do it near a window, so maybe it's I'm making stuff up, but it could be worse.
Making stuff up. No, I think the window part. I mean, as long as you have insulation, I don't feel like there's a ton of heat from that. But.
Yeah, no. I just got insulation 2 years ago. Believe it or not, my house went under construction. You guys were kind of there through that with me.
Yeah.
And so I moved back in, and it's been completely different having first world things that I didn't realize mattered. Yeah, and then I didn't tell you guys this. This is some more tea on what Nealay's been up to, because Nealay's also a dum-dum. But I was I have this thing on the roof that needs to be patched, right? I'm supposed to have someone come in tomorrow to work on that pre-roof redo. I guess it's like a small repair. And so that person couldn't come. And so I was like, maybe I should just try and fix it myself.
Oh, no.
So what do I do? I decided to borrow my neighbor's ladder. And it's not a tall ladder. It's probably about a 6 to 7 foot ladder, if even that. And I bought my supplies from Harbor Freight, just like any DIYer for home repairs. And I climbed the ladder and I have it sitting on my patio, right? Because my patio also gives me about 2 feet of height. And so I got to where my stomach was on the roof, and it's not super slanted, but it's got a slant to it. So I slid sort of up, and then everything about my body was just like, no, just go back down, you dum-dum.
You
And
dumb.
I didn't have any traction because I started to get all sweaty and stuff too, because I was like, oh, this just wrong. And so I didn't make it very far, but when your body's trying to say, don't do this, it's probably a good idea to listen. I also have a fear of heights. And so I did not get my repair done or even a patch over for the repair. And so I'm just going to wait for the guy to come.
That sounds like the right decision. I'm proud of you for listening to your instinct.
Yes. So glad.
I'm surprised my neighbor didn't have questions because she was just like, oh, you need a ladder to climb on the roof? Let me just give that to you. I'm like, okay, Patty. Her name's Patty. Oh, Patty.
Yeah. For the record, if you were my neighbor, I would be like,
I'd be like,
You have some questions, I'm sure.
Can I call someone for you?
Although that's my husband 1,000%. He would be jumping around doing it himself and probably like end up in the emergency room.
I know. And I mean, certain things I can do. So I had a plumbing issue as well, but I was able to fix that. And that did not require heights, thankfully. But it did require a part from Amazon, which I grabbed. I had to wait like 2 days before I was able to grab that and finish the repair. So I couldn't use my sink for 2 days. It's just been all kinds of nuts lately. And I'm like, come on. I'm just trying to sit here and do some beating. And my house is like terrorizing me.
Your house is terrorizing you. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
It's no good.
No. Be nice.
What are you guys chatting about in the chats here? I'm seeing all kinds of things. Oh, it's about Facebook. Okay. Wow. Oh, so sorry, Danielle. I interrupted what you were saying.
I was telling your house to be nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, be nice, house. I don't know if it listened to me, but we'll see. It's about to have a doctor come around 4:30, so I think I will be fine ultimately, but it is nice to have a safe space to air out my grievances with my gal pals.
Aw, we're always here for you.
Thanks. Well, gal pals and, the 60 plus people watching.
I just thought you were including everyone in that statement.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have guys that sometimes watch the show too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we would not want to assume.
I don't want to assume that it's all gals.
You do the best job. I will say this, out of anyone in our industry, I really need to sit down and make a few of the things that you've shared inspiration about, because I'll have gentlemen come into my store and they're like, do you have any man jewelry? And I'm like, well, I don't really give jewelry a gender, but I know most of my designs probably are a little more on the feminine side. So I need to work on having some like leather and some things with the silver silken stones and stuff in it.
You know what's funny? Well, it's not funny, but it's something that's been on my mind is since Father's Day is next week, maybe I should not do this or set this aside for now and maybe do a quick like guys bracelet. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Ooh, I love that idea.
Okay, let me do that. Because I love this, and I think I can match this with some other tough materials that might kind of work. And give you guys some ideas, for making something for your man or the guy in your life, whoever it is. Could be a son, it could be a dad, it could be whatevs. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I had a design that could make a really fun bracelet that takes no seconds at all, and I think I can pull that off. I need some wire.
Well, I think I'm ready to share a few tips, but I hate how I started this thing. So I'm gonna need to I'll just show everybody. There's just a little bit of like a funkiness to the, I almost feel like I would have just left the whole beginning open and like let it separate until I hit my full-size Tila's. I thought I was gonna be fancy and like in there and like fill the Y shape, but
I think it works. Does it not?
there's just like a little bit of, I mean, I'm like staring right at the crux of it. But there's just a little bit of like a space, and the that little half teal is on like a funny angle. So, I don't critique anybody else's work that much, but when I'm doing something
like you're really self-critical.
Yeah,
Because it looked like mosaic almost, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I think on the wrist, this is something I always tell my customers. If somebody's close enough to see an error, quote unquote, that small, then you should smack them because they're too close to you. They're in your personal bubble.
I agree. Like, I'm not ready for that yet. I did not give you permission to get that close.
Exactly. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
So Danielle, you're going to have that beautiful section of stitching on the front, and then it'll just be like a, not necessarily choker length, but kind of sit right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could even be a pendant depending on how long I make the SilverSilk. But this is leather knitted chain, so it is more, I feel like it's more appropriate to wear around the collar because it kind of a little bit. But if I did this in capture chain, it could be dangly, and I think this little way that I stitched it on could go on anything. I ran out of thread when the dreaded adding thread stage of the journey.
The process.
Yeah. I think when I started this, I was just experimenting, playing, having fun, so I didn't have a plan. And now I need
therefore not a ton of thread, right?
Yeah.
That was our last video together, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And so I've been wanting to finish this for so long. And that's what I love about this Sunday is it's like this free beating. Just do your thing that you've wanted to do for a while and get it done.
I mean, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. By the way, like our start off was so like tumultuous in a way that thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Sundays are purely for friends and nonsense.
Friends and
what it's all about.
Oh, and late coffee.
Yeah, or wine, or early wine.
or early wine.
I have both, but I'm gonna drink the coffee and then get air conditioning is my wish for today.
Yeah, I think drinking wine while it's extra warm
that's not
sad.
Not a great thing. It's not as fun.
No, not as fun. Wine makes me warmer.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I have this hematite that it's a solid hematite. And I've also got some, I don't have this on stock. I have about 4 units of it that I made for another project. And so I could use this because it gives it a little bit more dimension. And it's, it's very similar, I will say, to the solid hematite. And so I could use both. or one or the other. I don't know. But my idea here is that I'm going to half this and use this as sort of the part that holds it together in that cute little knot. So all to say, I think I should just do it, and then you guys can kind of see the magic come together.
Yay.
That's the plan.
Trying not to skip a 15.
I know. I'm like over here concentrating, trying to like stare down my thread path in this flat mesh.
Stare down the path of the flat mesh. Is that what we're all really doing at the end of the day?
I think my favorite thing, Danielle, about your choice with the leather is that it pulls out the very slightest amount of teal that was in that subscription bundle, because those lentils are like maybe the only thing. There might be a little bit of it in like the underside of one of the seed beads too, but
yeah,
it looks so good with that pendant.
I love it. And it was the very first one that I picked up. That almost never happens, where I usually have to find something. And no, it was just the perfect one.
Wait, I have a dumb question. Is this mix from one of your bead mix or the bead bundles that you do, Cassandra? Am I crazy?
It's from the May subscription delivery.
Oh, okay.
You're not crazy.
Sorry, I'm just now catching up with.
No, you
not
can't
even
be expected to keep track of all the nonsense in my world. We each have our own nonsense.
Right. So tell me more about this. Like, you have an not reoccurring, I guess, but it's a monthly theme.
Yeah, so there's two options right now. We changed it up a little bit this year. We moved some things around so people can do a just a seed bead bundle, which is 8 colors and 4 different sizes of seed beads, or they can do the seed beads and add on the 2 hole beads. And that is the second of the 2 options, but we started doing it as a quarterly subscription. I was ordering almost all of my beads 2 or 3 months at a time anyways, but then people could sign up or cancel monthly. And so it was really kind of, you'll probably understand this from an organizational standpoint, Nealay, kind of not working to my advantage for like being able to kind of guess what I needed as far as supplies went. And I realized, because it was a subscription, that it really made more sense to have people sign up for a few months at a time, and then, be able to count on fulfilling that type of order quantity. So now we release, because the third quarter will be July, August, and September deliveries, we release the subscription registration at the end of the prior month. So the end of this month, people will be able to sign up for the third quarter subscriptions.
Nice. You guys should take advantage of that. I'm already seeing the magic of what Danielle's doing, and it is the perfect addition to SilverSilk.
Well, and oh my gosh, that it might have been the previous video we did together. She did this adorable kind of bib design, I think. Am I describing that correctly, Danielle?
Oh yes, yeah. That one actually, Nealay said he was interested in me writing that one up, but maybe switching to beading wire.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's actually still on my list. I think I need to do that. And this one, you know what? Check it out, Nealay. There's green ones in there. All those beads.
I love green. Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. So beautiful.
And actually, it was a good question I had for Cassandra was, do you have, I noticed these ones, which are, these are Becky Foster's, one of her favorite beads. And one of the many things she loves about your subscription is I think you include one of these each month.
So they're often part of the mix. Right now, they're not always, but that's the stud or the pyramid bead. They go by different names depending on where you're looking.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I've noticed at least the last couple that I've gotten to work with, there have been one of those in there, and I do love those, so I was excited.
Yay!
They're really easy to work with.
Yes, I love that bead. I've used it in quite a few significant designs for us.
I got to do a kind of like, it was more focused on findings, but it was also beads in general, a little organization tutorial that I got to do with Becky, and she showed me her stash that she has made mostly from your collections of these beads. She has them all in a tray together, like a rainbow of them.
Oh my goodness.
I had so much bead envy at that moment. I'm like, I need that.
I love it. I watched part of your guys' video. I have to go back and watch the rest of it because I am always interested in picking up new tips about like bead organization and findings. And I feel like there's always room for improvement in that part of my life.
Maybe like for like Mayday assistance.
Probably like so part of it is also just nice to have the eyes feast on the colors and how it looks before even diving into a project. I don't know. I think there's some psychology behind like if it looks amazing as is, as you've organized it, and it just wants you to like get in there and start making stuff with it, as opposed to just having a bunch of plastic bags that don't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually one of the biggest struggles since I started doing the, more of the wholesale kind of shopping, is that I never get to see it all next to each other. It's always this big bulk bag of this item, and it's in this random drawer, and then there's this other item, and you'll never get those things laid out together in a way that would spark something.
Yeah. I agree. I think I ended up shorting myself on this bracelet, but
no.
Jump rings.
Well,
yeah, exactly. I was like, I think I can make it work with a couple jump rings. It'll be fine. And I guess I'm just making it for myself now anyway. That's okay.
I love what you're doing in the center there too, Nealay. That's
cool.
Perfectly not overdoing it. It's letting the bead and the chain shine.
Yeah, I just wanted something simple and easy, wire wrapped, and then it creates this really cool shape. What might be also fun is coiling around the stem of the wire so that you get some extra added bulk and texture.
Ooh,
I can still do that.
Yeah, you could add like a little some interest to there that way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Ooh.
I love this mix because it's got like a lot of randomness to it, and you could really just keep it sporadic, but I also totally have a full sort of rainbowy effect of colors in there. So it's going to go with everything.
Yeah. More colors, please. Dana was asking to see the back of this piece, and so that's I'm showing you. Now I can actually I don't think I can still take it apart, which is kind of funny. If you have interchangeable ones, you can probably make these.
Oh yeah,
if it's like my loop's not big enough for it though. So
close.
So I don't think I want to do that. It'll be fine. I like it the way it is anyway. All right. I just have to put a thingy on it and I'm pretty much done. That is the quickest thing I've ever made.
That went really fast.
I gotta make up something else.
I don't know if I'll stitch all the way through. Let me explain to everybody sort of the process in like a real simplistic breakdown here. So when I'm going there, the Tilas have 2 holes in them, like there and there. And I think you could easily do this with any of those 2-hole beads that Danielle's working with. So those stud or pyramid beads would look really cool with like the points all facing the same direction, or with other things interspersed between them. But I'm using 2 different things to hide when my thread has to like jump from one hole to the next of the beads, or when I'm adding a new bead. So with the Tilas, I'm taking my thread and my needle and I'm coming out of that back hole right now, and I'm going to just jump and go through the forward hole because I want to get up there so I can secure that part of the bead between the chain. And then I just make sure and line my hole up to the chain to know what hole or what area of the chain I want to go through. I'm just trying to stay on the interior of that side of the chain without going through too much of it. And that's really masking the thread quite a bit. And then when I get, so this is the back, or no, this is the front, sorry. So it looks like I might have gotten a little far over because I was on the back side. I'm going to stick my needle back through just like one of the portions of this mesh so that I'm not jumping over so much of it on the top of the bracelet, because that's really been the key to masking the thread, is to staying on that interior part. And then once you get looped through a link in the chain, you just go back through the hole and shake your camera around. Do the hokey pokey.
That's a secret, huh?
Apparently. And then when you get to the side, like right now, there's a loop of thread over here, but no connection to the chain. So I just want to pop my needle back through the chain on that side. And then once I've secured that, you could go back through the tile or the Tila bead again, but if it's secured, I'm trying to make less work for myself. I know, not always popular for some of us. We just don't always think about that. And I'm going to pop my needle back up through the chain just right next to where I came out. So I'm trying to get the camera angle. That thread is hiding so good, it's hard to see, but I'm just forward slightly past the last hole of that Tila. And then that's where I'll pop my next bead on. And the other fun thing you can do, guys, is you can layer your Tilas, because a whole Tila is equal to 4/4 or 2 halves. I know that seems obvious, but just in case no one's ever really thought about that before. So if you stack them to make sure that your fourths and your halves equal a whole, then you can include different sizes of the Tila beads there.
Wow. No, that is usually the last thing I think about right before falling to sleep.
The amount of Tilas that equal other Tilas.
Indeed.
Some people count sheep. We count Tilas. I do actually fall asleep thinking of bead designs. Do you guys do that as well?
I definitely have had happened
I do that if
before.
I'm exercising or if I'm doing something else that's like awake and mindless, because it stimulates, like thinking about creative stuff stimulates my brain so that I'm like
Oh,
more
yeah.
awake than where I was before.
That explains my insomnia.
It might be an ADHD thing. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah. Externality of the superpower.
Yep. Every superpower overused ends up being not a superpower anymore.
The fine line between it becoming your Achilles heel.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a Tila mix in what I call the Beachcomber color scheme. And it's like really soft, sort of beachy colors, but I can't wait to play around with that. I have some of it's like an ivory color of this mesh chain from Nealay.
Oh,
They're going to look so pretty together.
I think is it the antique white one?
Yes, I bet that is it.
Yeah, cool. Be excited to see that one. I keep finding more stuff in my tray of nonsense that I'm like, oh, let me just combine that. Maybe that'll work. Oh, I got it. Okay. Something else is happening. And so I'm just going to go with it.
I thought you were talking about like you were having another like emergency with your house. Like something
no. The house is just, it's probably going to fall apart at some point, and I just have to be okay with it.
Oh.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
All I could picture was that little dog in the house that's on
Yes, yeah.
When you said it that way.
I love that emoji. One of my coworkers does as well for her Slack like profile picture. It's that dog that's, saying everything is cool.
Yeah, when clearly it's not.
It's funny. I can't not do asymmetry. That's my problem. Does anyone else have that issue?
Is that your fatal?
Yeah, I
your
default
beige flag.
Yes. Yeah, I would say it's a beige flag.
I love doing it, but I have to kind of force it.
I have a sort of a working template, but it's, it has to be the right combo of materials for it to like be able to be pulled off correctly. Doesn't work.
Sorry if anybody's been chatting at me in the comments. I just realized I usually pay way more attention to that, but this is like I've been just hunched over for the entire video.
Me too.
You're the only one.
I
Yeah,
love what I'm doing.
we have been all serious focused mode here.
It's like when the teacher says to the classroom, talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, Karen just came back and says, saw all 3 designs and they are beautiful. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, Harley's here too. Hi, Harley. And
Hi.
Hazel. All our friends have tuned in, have made it over onto the YouTubes. Colleen was here too. I didn't get to give Colleen a shout out. So hi, Colleen. I took off the Joan sticker. Otherwise, that would have been perfect for giving you a shout out. Yeah. I bet I bet our friends are meeting with us. At least I'm going with.
I think Danielle's squealing with glee over there, hopefully.
I thought it's centered on the first try. It's centered.
That was worth cheering about.
Oh, it is because I was expecting to have to slide it a little, and I did quite well with the tension up here, so I didn't want to move it, but there we go. Woo-hoo.
Ooh,
So fun. Oh my gosh.
that's gorgeous.
I'm
I
gonna
need
put
to
it
make
on.
one in every color.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
need
used
one.
every seed bead color except for one of the 15s.
You're
Mm.
so good at that. Just like use them all.
This one really got me. I like them all, but this one really got me.
Oh,
Is it still on the website?
hey Leslie.
So yeah, after we ship the subscription deliveries for the people subscribing, then we list everything individually. So like if people go to our website right now and they click on the curated collections tab, they will see it in like chronological order of when we last added things, basically.
Ah, okay.
So that'll be some of the most recent additions.
I might need to get on there and get just a few more of those little round ones, the little cutie roundies.
Well, I don't know if we have any more videos scheduled together, Danielle, so maybe we should chat about that too at some point.
Yeah, it would motivate me to finish it. I've noticed that I just need deadlines because I'll work on whatever's due, like whatever I've committed to having done by a certain time. And so if it's not due, I usually will put it off.
Well, I mean, understandable. It's like you come up with 50 new designs every week, it seems like.
At least.
I'm not the only one, Nealay, that notices that, right? She's so prolific.
Too prolific. I'm just like, you're making all of us look bad.
Okay, thank you.
Out of output that you are having here. I will say though, I've had a good wave as of the last 3 days, despite the hell that my house has been giving me. I completed so I'm excited about the upcoming Great Bee Extravaganza because I will actually have about 3 bundles.
Oh,
that I have.
Nice.
Not only did I put the bundles together, but I also have examples made of each one of them.
Oh my gosh.
I don't typically do that.
You're winning.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I found my inner Danielle Wickes, and that's what I've been sort of celebrating. I wish my house would find it, but I have, and that's all that matters.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Yeah, Danielle, I think that what we're trying to say is the problem is not that you're not doing enough. It's that you do so much that you are having unreasonable expectations of yourself.
I just like, if I don't write it down, it's like it never really happened. It's kind of like if I don't do a pattern, then it's not done.
Yeah.
But sometimes a photo is enough because if it's got a technique that's common, I feel like a photo would be plenty. Just take a peek at it and you're like, oh yeah, herringbone, and fringe.
I love Jody's attitude. Sounds like I'll be buying 3 bundles.
Yes. Jody, you'll be in love because they're always so good. They're just like,
you know what? They're going to be different price points, and it's not a consistent bundle, which is kind of the fun part this time. It's just materials that just worked well together and made sense. Karen says, I'm in love with the gold flat mesh. Who doesn't love that one? I need to probably get one.
I'm very happy.
Actually, I got a pretty good stash of it. I did well on the flat mesh revive earlier this year, and I think I knitted almost every color except for champagne gold. But the champagne gold wire is very difficult to work with, and so that one is just going to have to take a step out.
Is that what I'm working with right now, Nealay?
No, you're working with regular gold.
Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I picked the one thing that you probably don't have available for people.
No, that one I've got lots of. The warm gold is by nature a softer metal. I think it's because so let's do a quick lesson on wire. It starts off as a baby copper wire, and it's thinner than the 34 gauge that it is what I use for all my knitted wire. And plated over that is typically a color. But if you're trying to do brighter colors such as silver, champagne gold, amethyst, fuchsia, like the brighter colors within the collection, they have to plate it with silver before they put the color application on top. So what does that do to the copper wire? it makes the copper wire a little bit stiffer, more brittle and harder. And plating it another time over the silver just hardens the wire even more. And so when you're doing a couple hits of silver and then a gold, the wire is going to not be as soft as what the copper started. And so it becomes a pain in the A to knit with because it breaks needles. It doesn't want to draw down correctly. It's a number of issues. And so it's just at the end of the day, not worth the amount of labor and, it's just not worth the amount of labor and the risk involved with knitting it.
I was this many years old when I learned that. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to learn about wire, and I will say the funnest wire I knit with is the dark blue.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one knits like butter to a knife. Like, that doesn't make any sense, but you guys know what I mean.
I knew what you meant.
Lori wants to know, Danielle, what you are making. You're just remaking the pendant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm starting the pendant again. Well, it's on now, but
In a different color.
yeah, no, actually, I think I was just gonna dupe it because I love it, and
Ooh.
I have enough beads to make a second one, so I can have a twin. Plus, I know I want to get the process perfected because I know this one is fast and easy, and I wonder if I could even just write it up because it's so easy to do. So it's mostly just remembering. Well, I noticed that because I couldn't remember how I did it the first time, but I think what I did is I did the laddering first, and I was thinking, oh, I could speed that up if I went right to doing these together.
Oh yeah, because they line up so perfectly. They're all like a 6 millimeter with the hole spaced.
So this one will be like the not non-beta version,
Yeah.
With stuff that's not, an everyday stitch that is more complex, I've often made it 2, maybe 3 times before I take that photo and you see that one, because there's always something where I didn't really quite know what I was doing and I did it in a way that maybe the thread looks too thick or it just doesn't have that put together look and it's still pretty, but it's like I could really make it pop.
Yeah, I think maybe not the same thing, but along similar lines where I was kind of nitpicking the beginning of this bracelet. It's like when you've done something the first time, you're kind of working out some of the kinks and it just really is like, there's like a magical point of figuring out the little tiny things that would improve or make it like just perfect kind of.
Well, it's refining the work and just setting it aside and giving it a couple days or maybe not even that long to give yourself a good critique. And I think that is truly how you do become a better designer. It's that refining and not being too obsessed over it, but at the same time, pushing yourself to do a little better each design that you make.
There is such a thing as going too far.
You want to finish the project.
Definitely.
Exactly. Done is better than perfect. One of my favorite business podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I have to say that to myself almost daily.
I say that with everyday tasks. When it comes to design, I guess it depends on the situation. If I'm doing it just for funsies like I am today, or with some of the other pieces that I made for the bundles and stuff, it's like, this isn't good enough. And then, eventually I get to a point to where it's like, ooh, I have discovered something new and about myself that I didn't know, and it works and it's perfect. And I'll go back and kind of redo some of the techniques because I was sitting there experimenting with wire and it got too kinked up, or, once the layout is there and it's you see it, then it's time to okay, now I know how to put this together and it's going to look so brilliant. Kind of like with what you're doing, Cassandra. This is just a phenomenal bracelet.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, I sat down with this mix of colors. I really need more colorful jewelry in my life for the summer and this month. And I was like, I could just easily switch over and work with that beachcomber combination because I know it's going to be so beautiful with that other wire color. So I'm excited to kind of get through this process. And the other thing I have to kind of think about is, I guess maybe stitching is creating a little bit of shrinking in the length only because I've got like where it bows out, but I only wanted to finish off the one end when I started. I think it's a little easier to work with the two open ends as you stitch too, but I'll attach my like clasp and jump rings and stuff to the end on the side before I do any sort of like finishing on this end to determine the correct length too.
I am excited to see this come together.
It might be a post. I don't know how long you guys normally go, but it might be a post video situation if you guys only go for like an hour usually.
Yeah, it is almost that time. And I think I'll have to wait on my AC guy to call here in a few. But I'm surprised. To Joan's point earlier, I do have something I can photograph, which was this really cute bracelet. And I've got half a necklace finished that I'm going to work through.
Yay.
That is so cool.
I can't clasp it by myself, but you guys get the idea. I need to phone a friend for that. All right. Well, let's bring this all back together where it should be. Always and always.
Yeah, let's switch my camera really quick.
Okay. I'll do the same with mine. I'm going to read some of these comments while you're doing that. Oh, you guys are so nice.
Aw, thanks, Lori.
Thank you. I got my necklace.
Oh,
so cute.
Look at you. You
There
are
we go.
definitely my friend.
You're very dangly now, Danielle.
Very dangly, yes.
Very dangly.
I'm gonna have to put on some stud earrings and then I can wear it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Thank you, Jody.
Well, I will do the same with Cassandra because I just realized that Cassandra is not able to do that by herself.
I'm just here. It's okay.
Oh, so funny. I think it's been like this has probably been one of the most productive Sundays. Don't you think?
Finish something.
Normally,
I would have been so unproductive if I hadn't come with a plan, but I was like, I need to have a plan.
We all need a plan. I had my tray of craziness, and so I think I made a dent in it finally with using some of these materials that have been staring at me for a little bit of time. So
I'm a little jealous, Nealay. You were using things up off of your tray of craziness, and I have just created one more project that's partially
your tray of craziness.
One more. Just give it to Joan. That's what I always do.
Joan, where's my Joan? Does Joan live anywhere near Knoxville? Because that's where my sweet auntie that I love so much lives, and I really would just like take the opportunity to drive down and visit both of them.
Actually, Joan lives in or near Knoxville. Yes.
Happening.
Well, and yeah, she can. I say this because she does this for me, but she always takes in like, or maybe I just force it on her because I'm like giving her all these unfinished projects. And I'm like, you can either take it apart and use the beads or you can finish. And she's like, I'll just finish it because her friend Ginger used to do the same with her. She gave her like half done projects and then Joan would finish them on her free time. So, oh, Colleen, I can confirm she's about 45 minutes away because you live nearby too, right, Colleen?
Yeah, they're close. They are able to get together for lunch, so I know they're nearby each other.
Aww.
I see the Walmart shenanigans, so I know that they're close.
Yes.
Oh, Walmart
My
shenanigans.
favorite one is when they went to the Hobby Lobby and there was a hat involved.
So I don't know what it is about Walmart. The last time I was in a Walmart was probably around 11 o'clock at night, stopping on the way home to grab some groceries. And as I walked through the produce section, I kept staring at this woman that was holding something. And I thought, gosh, like it's odd to have a pet in the store, just period. And my brain was like not fully comprehending. I think it was just like, it must be like a dog or something. And as I got closer to her, I realized she was holding the tiniest baby goat.
No way.
No leash, no container. This little baby goat's just like laying in her arms. I was like simultaneously so conflicted as to whether I should ask her what on earth she was doing or just like try to take the goat from her because it was so I wanted that goat so bad.
It sounds adorable.
Yeah, but in Walmart, random goat.
Well, you know, you're not even in the Midwest. Well, you're kind of in the Midwest, yes.
It's considered the Midwest, but like our community is very much like there's farming within a half an hour, but we're not like Jackson is a city. It's not like she just wandered off her farm and stopped by Walmart. No, totally unusual, but
I never find, and I find interesting people around the Walmarts that I have around me, but I never find interesting animals within Walmart, which I would much prefer.
that was a first.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that.
On that note, sorry guys, a little distracted with some Walmart shenanigans. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, this has been so delightful. It helped me forget about my home repair woes for a short while. So thank you guys for that. And I'm going to shortly post the flamenco necklace design over onto the YouTube so you guys can take a look at that. And then the pattern will be posted as well into the members group on my site. It's free to join, so check it out. Danielle, are we missing anything else information-wise?
Information-wise?
Information-wise.
I can't think of anything on the fly here that we're missing, but
When is the next great bead extravaganza? Because you mentioned that, but I didn't catch the date.
It's actually on my birthday weekend, believe it or not. So let's see.
Extra work for you. Happy birthday.
Extra work for me, I know. 18th through the 20th. So July 18 through July 20.
Awesome.
It'll be a fun time. Fun time.
Well,
all right. Well,
joining us, everybody. Thanks again for having me, you guys. This was so much fun.
This was so much fun. You'll have to come back again. This hour was way too short.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I needed like 3 hours.
I was just getting warmed up. So.
I know.
Exactly. I know it takes an hour to warm up. And then
it does.
All right. Bye, everyone. Happy Sunday. We'll see you again next Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.